Hello and welcome to this beautiful narrative entitled No Way Back, written and narrated to you by Moses Lekakeni. The story is only meant for entertainment, and any resemblance of characters, events, and places is just by coincidence, since the story is just a fictitious story. Welcome to the first chapter of this story. I had spent the last 13 years of my life in the famous industrial area Maximum Prison here in Nairobi after an accident that I had committed, thus landing me in the hands of the law. It was only remaining 2 years for my jail term of 15 years to elapse and grant me back my long-awaited freedom. I was yearning to have my freedom like yesterday, and I could do anything, I mean anything, to have it back through all means except crossing the arms of the law. It was on Tuesday, and as usual, it was my duty to clean the office of the OI, Officer in Charge office of the prisons, and without any reminder, I picked the cleaning bucket and a mopping stick and headed to the Officer in Charge office. Oh, Jangili, umekuja kuosha? That was the greeting from the OI. Yes, sir. I gave a brief answer as I continued with my chores. Make it faster. I have an important meeting in a few minutes in this office, he commanded while leaving the office. I started staring at the many pictures of some prominent people that had been well hung on the wall of the OI's office. I started from the then President Kibaki's portrait, and then my eyes landed to President Uhuru Kenyatta's portrait. And that is when I realized how long I had stayed in the prison. It has been 2 presidents now since I was sentenced, I spoke heartily to myself as I started to flash back the court sessions. It was on Monday morning, 7th day of August 2009, when I was arraigned to the Milimani Law Court and had to face judgment from Her Highness, Madam Njoki N. Moses Wamalo Lekakeni? Madam Njoki called out my name at courtroom 4. Yes, Your Honor, I responded in weak and shivering voice. You are hereby accused of careless driving and thus causing an intentional accident on the presidential motorcade on the 15th day of July this year. Do you approve guilty or not guilty? Judge asked. Guilty, Your Honor, though. I was cut short by the judge's hammer, banging on the table before I even started explaining myself. You are hereby sentenced to a 15 years jail term at Industrial Area Maximum Prison. Next case, please, she shouted while I was being dragged from the chambers by one police officer who was always by my side. Kijana twende, hii in kesi yako against the government. Hakuna siku utashinda serikali. He added while pushing me past a few family members of mine who had shown up in the court to hear the judgment. The whole flashback was as painful as if it was something that was happening at that particular moment and not 13 years ago. I resumed my cleaning before my time elapsed. No sooner had I finished moving files than I saw a bunch of keys on the upper drawer. These are the only things that are standing between me and my freedom, I told myself. You are remaining with only 2 years to finish your term here. Please, wipe off your dirty thoughts. An inner voice spoke to my first thought. But I was just sentenced without giving me a chance to explain myself. The first voice spoke. And where has it been written that we should repay bad with badness? The second voice responded in an attempt to defend myself from entering into trouble. I will get out of here and run very far. Yes, I will run very far. They won't find me. The first voice added. Remember, you can always run, but you can't hide. They will look for you, they will catch you, and they will kill you. The second voice warned. So many thoughts started speaking through my mind, leaving me with so many questions than answers. Without wasting much time, I hurriedly wore a pair of OI's uniform and picked the keys and started executing my plans of escaping through jail. With this uniform, I don't think there's need for me to carry these keys. The uniforms are enough keys to my freedom, I thought for myself. As long as I keep my face away from people and pretend to be an OI in a hurry, I will pass every gate. And I don't have money. Where am I going to start from? I thought for a while before I started searching the drawers in the office, and luckily I landed into a bundle of notes that I was not sure if it was really the real currency of Kenya. Maybe we'll change notes to these ones. Nitajulia mbele. I spoke to myself while wanting to leave the office. Before I left the office, I heard someone knocking at the door. Yes, someone knocked on the door of the OI's office. The knock of the door got me shivering all over my body. I thought for a while, ama ni OI amerudi? I asked myself. Before I got answers to the first question, the knock persisted. Yes, just a minute, I responded, though I was not sure if I was going to open the door. Be sure to follow up on this story, how it unraveled, who knocked the door. Until next time, I was your narrator, Mr. Moses Lekakeni.